So I hear people continue on in that story as if they felt it or dealt with any of the pain or understand it in the slightest bit. We actually communicate without communicating. I've completely been in shock to it, and I refuse it most days because it's too hard. But he was able to talk to me up here before any of them came around, and he talked to me super high in my head. Over Christmas, we actually, I was at my mom's, and I was sitting on the green couch, and I looked in the glass, and I was like, we were talking way up here around everything and everybody, and we were still communicating, and I was sitting on the green couch in the den, and I looked in the glass, like, entertainment center thing, and I was like, holy fucking shit, I look exactly like you right now, like, holy shit, we were tripping. And I looked, and I was like, oh fuck, I really look like I just saw you in this glass, like, this is weird shit right now, I'm not gonna lie. And I ended up running off. I think I ran, and it was super weird, and because it was weird, but I was able to talk to him way up here. This is where we talked, and the first night, that's where we talked also, and or when he was in the attic, and when he was here, it was way up. But they've since stolen that location in my brain, and I'm no longer able to talk to him anymore. They all claim to be him at that location in my brain. So we don't communicate like that through voices anymore. We kind of just sit and listen, and I'll say the first part of a sentence or a thought, and he'll say, oh, okay, or I'll think something that he thought, and I'll say okay, and we'll just nod at each other basically, or whatever. We don't talk, we don't communicate through this way at all. So I know that you're like, oh, I gave her God's powers, blah blah blah, to that Todd guy that actually knows Eminem. He actually knows Marshall. And now he actually thinks he's Marshall, which is weird because Marshall did tell me that the day we had alien sex. He was like, I need you to know this guy really thinks he's me. He really thinks he's me. He really does. You need to really know that. He really thinks he's me. And I was like, okay. Then the alien sex started, and I was like, this is weird. And I was like, did you expect this? And he's like, no, not at all. Not at all. And I was like, okay, because this is weird shit. I'm not going to lie. So he was just as confused about it as I was. And I know that Todd, who pretends to be Marshall Mathers, actually was like, this is everything I've ever been dreaming of. Blah, blah, blah. And they seemed very aware of what alien sex was. Very aware of what alien sex was. And I wasn't, and Marshall wasn't, because we were both like, what the fuck? And so we just, I just ended up falling asleep. It actually happened. It actually happened. But it makes me understand that the FBI and everybody is well aware that I was talking to Marshall Mathers up here, and they've stolen it. And now they're using it for their own self. I don't know if it's FBI, turncoat trader, CIA. I don't know if the FBI is fully involved. I don't know what it is. But they've stolen that form of communication from me and him. And I refuse it. We still are able to communicate sometimes, but after we had alien sex, there was a claw, some kind of claw in my asshole for days. It was so uncomfortable, it made me just want to throw up.